Hey guys, welcome to Cricket Fanatics Magazine, and this is your daily show. I'm your host Khalid Mohidin, and this is the show where we talk about all the major talking points in South African cricket. Now, please forgive me for the grainy type of look that we have on the screen. We have currently have load shedding, and we obviously have to do with what was best. And you're wondering how am I live? So we've got a little power bank that's linked to our Wi-Fi, so that's how we made it work, so that we can bring you the show still to date. So for that dedication, hit that super chat, please, and give us some donations over there and become a patron today. Also, to the guys that are watching and have not subscribed quite yet, please click subscribe, click that notification bell for all future videos. Now, as you can see, I've got Emily with me today, and we're going to be talking about the Proteas and the Proteas women, etc., and trying to pick a squad, so a test squad, and as well for the Proteas women, a T20 squad and an ODI squad. I think that the T20 and ODI squads are going to be quite similar for the Proteas women's sides. Maybe this swapping some people around in the order, perhaps, or some people coming in and some people moving out. I think we're going to try and combine it with what you guys think in the comment section. So get involved in the comment section and let us know. If you guys put out a super chat for us, we might definitely choose the person that you picked, and it will override our decisions in this particular podcast today. So please, guys, get involved in the super chat. In the bottom right hand corner, there's a $sign. So first and foremost, welcome Emily to the show. Really excited to have a conversation with you. We can see that the squads have been released finally for the Proteas women's side. But I think let's maybe start with the Proteas men's side and try to pick a test side. Obviously, there's only been one change, and that is Utnil Batman, that was released for a medical condition. It's not because of COVID, so that's what they've told us, but they didn't tell us exactly what the medical reason is. But they said it's for a medical reason, and that's why he's not in the current setup. So Marco Jansen comes in, and we've got an excellent interview with Marco and his brother Duan. They're twins, and where they speak about their career that we did in the lockdown series back a while back, but it's still relevant today, and we try to give you guys a type of interview that is still relevant no matter when you watch it. So go ahead and check that. So let's get going. You guys are in the comment section already getting involved. Emily, what are your thoughts on the squad? Let's put up the squad first and foremost and talk about it. I want to know from you, basically, Emily, if you look at the squad in total, now this is not the order, of course, of everybody, but I've kind of put it in the order of what the first 11 was previously, and then added some extra guys, the rest of the guys in the side. This is obviously, they are leaving today, and we saw the pictures on the plane, etc., of them leaving now to go to Pakistan. Emily, your thoughts? If that was the first 11 on the left-hand side, who would you replace and who would you add in from the guys in the right-hand column?
Well, I mean, looking at that 11, it's obviously the same as the 11 from the previous series. But having KG come back, I would definitely have KG in there. So I'd probably take out Luto Sepamla, unfortunately, for KG Rabada, because you can't leave KG out if he's fit. So, yeah, I'd definitely put KG in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, KG is obviously an obvious option, guys, and I think that you guys will agree with that. We can look at the other contenders over here for as a bowler. If KG comes directly in, there's still going to be some guys that are going to maybe think about other people. As I said to the guys that have tuned in right now, you guys can give me your players in the comment section, and me and Emily will debate about it. But I want you guys to, if you guys want your player to definitely make the starting 11, you can contribute to the super chat, and we'll be forced to override our decisions. Bottom right hand corner, $sign if you want to do so. I'm looking at this particular squad as well. I think it's going to be a massive series for a guy like Aiden Markram, especially away. Looking at the situations with the Proteas, he hasn't really been in the greatest of form, and we really want to see him perform as best as possible. And I think with the talk around Pakistan and the conditions over there, obviously Karachi, Rawalpindi, it's going to be completely two different types of conditions according to what some of the locals have said. Now, there's this conception, and we've spoken about it before, this conception about Pakistan, because it's in the subcontinent, that it's going to be spinning tracks. But generally speaking, over the years, it hasn't been the case. Now, we don't know what it's going to really be like, because the last time the Proteas toured theirs was in 2007, and we're looking at Mark Boucher as a kind of crutch to understand the conditions over there. When in 2007, since 2007, so much has changed. We don't know what type of wickets are going to be produced. They're speaking about maybe reverse swing playing a part. We have a little questionnaire that's gone out on our Facebook page talking about that, where people have talked about a reverse swing maybe playing and making a comeback, basically, in a way, because we haven't seen a lot of it over the years. Only some great bowlers can really achieve it. We have KG that can do it. So obviously, Mitchell Stark is one of the guys that does it really well. The Pakistan bowlers as well do it. But with the COVID regulations and not being able to use your spit on the ball, will it be as easy to be able to get reverse swing?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm not sure about reversing. I don't know if there's going to be any, but like you said, you can't use your spit, so it's going to be tough to try and get reverse swing. But maybe there will be. I'm not sure. But like you said, the conditions are not necessarily the same as what they were in 2007. So we'll have to see how the conditions play out. Yeah.
Yeah. We've got a bold comment here from Ayanda. He said that playing Keegan Peterson and Calvin for Rassie and Quinny, both suspect against spin. Wow, that's a massive move there, because guys, dropping two of the best players in the Proteas setup at the moment is a bold move to make. I don't think they'll do that, because obviously they want to drop their captain. We have another comment over here saying, seeing the Pakistan team announce, Proteas can expect spinning tracks as they have selected all types of spinners. Do you want to talk about some of the guys, Emily? Because I know that you like some of the guys in this particular squad. I'm going to put the squad on the screen.
Yeah.
Some of the guys over here that you think it looks like they've picked 3 spinners over here if you're looking at the particular setup. I think that's kind of normal to have in a squad, especially if it's a COVID squad. I think that's a decent amount to have.
Yeah, obviously they have their premier spinner there in Yasir Shah. I don't know much about the other 2 spinners. I haven't seen them play before, but they'll definitely go with Yasir Shah. To be honest, I was quite surprised about their fast bowlers, Naseem Shah being out and Muhammad Abbas being out. But yeah, they've gone with 3 spinners in the squad then, only 4 fast bowlers. So I'd be interested to see if they'll just be playing Yasir Shah, if they'll be playing 2 spinners. But yeah, like I said, I don't know if what the comments have been saying, what the locals have been saying is that it's going to be more pace friendly, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see, I guess.
Yeah, Sajid Khan as well, also another guy, pretty good that has performed. But let's talk about the Proteas again, because I think it's about picking at 11. And we both myself and Emily have basically come to the conclusion over here that we're probably going to pick a similar lineup that they played against Sri Lanka, apart from maybe Lutasapamla coming out of the team and then Kagiso Rabada coming in the team. I will only pick a second spinner if the conditions in Karachi are going to be spinner friendly. Otherwise, what's the point of picking a spinner? That's going to be the case with regards to that. And if a extra spinner comes in, who would you go for?
Yeah. I was going to ask you that question. I was going to ask you that exact question. To be honest, I'm just a fan of George Linder, so I'd love to see George Linder come in, and obviously then you would have Kish. But yeah, like I said, I wonder if they do pick 2 spinners. I wonder which one they'll choose out of Tabraiz and George. I was actually going to ask you, who would you pick?
Yeah, so out of the 2, I'll probably go with George Linder. Even if you're going to keep Vian Mulder in the side, I'll rather drop another seamer. I'll rather drop either Lungi or Anas to get Linder in the team and have that extra seaming option with Vian Mulder, and bat him at George Linder at 7 or Judd at 8, and between the 2 of them decide that. I won't drop Mulder. I think they need to give him an extended run in the side to learn the conditions. If they're going to think of him as their main number 7, I don't think it's a good idea to drop someone like Vian Mulder that you want to back. I think all of these guys need to be backed, and given an extended run and try to figure out those conditions. It's the time now to actually learn from that and try to figure out those conditions. It's very important that they do so. We've got some comments over here that I want to get through. Guys, if you want us to override any decisions, just please, you can select the super chat in the bottom right-hand corner, and you'll have to override our decision, of course. We're going to go with the same lineup, basically, as in Sri Lanka, and based on the conditions, you'll have to pick. I don't think we need to pick necessarily an extra spinner if the conditions aren't going to be that spinner-friendly. We've got Lubabalo. How's it, brother? Are you good? Are you smooth? As you can see, I have
how you guys doing?
As you can see, I have load shedding this side, so I'm all grainy and dark.
We also had load shedding just now.
Yeah, that's what I'll ask you based on the team. Me and Emily have decided that we would probably go with exactly the same lineup against Sri Lanka, apart from Lutusapamla coming out for Kagiso Rabada. Dependable on the conditions, our spinner we're gonna pick is George Linder, and I've said he should come in for a seam bowler, but not Vian Mulder. I think Vian Mulder should still play, and I think he should get an extended run. I think personally, have you decided who you would drop to bring George Linder in the side if he's your second spinner?
I have not. I have not decided who I would drop. But having said that, I do think I agree with you. Having Vian Mulder in the side, he's a great asset there in terms of batting and bowling. But then it's just a question of do you want someone who's can bat more? Do you want to have a batsman or a bowler to swap him out for? So if you want to swap him out for a bowler, then like you said, either Anna or Lungi. But if you want to swap him out for someone else, then I'm not sure. We have to see. But I haven't made a decision yet on who you would swap him out for. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Rubabalo, this is where you come in. If you had to play a second spinner, who gets dropped and who would you pick?
I wouldn't play a second spinner, but if I had to play a second spinner, I'd probably drop Lungi, because I think if you have Vian Mulder, he sort of gives you what Lungi might possibly give you in terms of bowling, and he also gives you that batting option as well. And then KG, well, he's KG. And a bowler like Anna is always going to come in handy on pitches that are not necessarily 100% conducive to sim. With his extra pace, he's always going to come in handy. So for me, if I had to play two spinners, I'd drop Lungi, and second spinner in Lungi's spot.
Just to make a question. Sorry, just a question there. If you have Vian and you have George in, do you guys then think Vian is the better batsman out of the two? He can score more runs out of the two because, like what Khalid, you were saying, you would have both of them in the team then, and you would drop one of the bowlers. But why not just have one of them in the team, not both?
Well, for me, Vian Mulder for me is the top 5 batsman. George is a top 7 batsman at most. So for me, I feel Vian is the better batsman between the two. At the same time, at this point, I'm not keen on dropping Vian Mulder. He started so well, and I've always wanted him in the team. I guess I'm being a bit biased in his favor, but at this point in time, I don't care if I'm going in with one seamer, he's going to be that seamer. If I'm going in with 2 seamers, okay, I'm joking. KG is always going to be the first seamer. But if I decide to go in with 3 spinners and 2 seamers, the second seamer is always going to be Vian Mulder. I just feel he's going to be a huge asset for us. We just need to take care of him and give him the chances. That's the only way he's going to get better.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think that you go back to the youngster. I think the youngster gets the backing over there, and I want to see both George and Vian Mulder as 2 all-rounders. Playing that 2 all-rounder role is very important for the balance as well, I think. So if we're going to go for 2 spinners, so I think this is the team that we're going with, guys. Like I said, if you want to override any of these decisions, click on the super chat in the bottom right hand corner, say your option, and give a little donation, and we'll have to put that player in this team. We will then put the team together, and I will put it on a graphic, and then I'll post it on our social media platforms. And yeah, so then you will have your little player there forced into the side. So go ahead, guys. You can get involved with that right now if you want to have that done, and then I will obviously change that for some other time. Guys, I think it's pretty straightforward for the test side, because I think that Mark Boucher is the type of guy that wants to keep continuity. I think he's a guy that's going to keep consistency, and that's what he said. He wants to pack that top 5, especially with a situation where you have especially with a situation when you had them scoring over 600 runs in the previous games, and you want to keep that consistency, because he spoke about having that balance in the side. He's looking for the middle ground between experience and youth. Giving guys opportunities is important, but also winning immediately is very important for Mark Boucher. So I see guys talking about maybe picking KP, and he deserves to start. I don't think Rassie has shown enough to say that he should be dropped. If you're going to pick him, if you're going to drop Rassie at number 3, Lubalo, I know you have thoughts on that.
I'm not happy with how Russ is playing. I'm going to be honest, but I think it's too soon to talk about dropping him now. I've always been in favor of giving guys enough chances, and then you can drop them when you feel, well, we've given you. And to be honest, with how he approaches his game sometimes. But at this point in time, I wouldn't drop him. Maybe he's not the best possible guy 3 yet. But then at the same time, looking at the team that we have, I think out of all the other guys, he's the best possible option. Out of the 11 guys, is the best possible option at 3. And I honestly wouldn't drop him now. It wouldn't be. I don't think it would be the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm. So, guys, yes, that's a great point. I think that right now it would be unfair to drop him. I agree with that. So let's get into the conversation right now with regards to the women's side. And I think that we've kind of confirmed, and I think that the guys, if you want to overriding your decisions, like I said, get involved with the super chat. To the guys that just have tuned in, please subscribe to this channel. Please click that notification bell for all future videos. And I apologize for the dark screen over here. I've got people and my team over here in my house trying to make me lighter. As you can see, I've brightened up a bit because I'm getting quite dark over here because of the load shedding that's happening over here. So sorry about that, but that's the way we're trying to give you, obviously, a show as quick as possible. Let's get into the women's side. I would like to talk about this. And Lubabalo, I love your opinions on women's cricket. Excellent article from the both of you. And that's why I have you on the screen right now, because excellent articles from the both of you when it came to women's cricket in the last issue of the magazine. And I think that you two will be able to give us the best insight on the squad. Let's get the squads on the screen first and foremost. Emily, I want your thoughts on the squad. And then Lubabalo, you can talk about it in more detail.
Yeah, to be honest, I think they definitely went with the safe option and the people who are more sort of experienced. I don't think there's any. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there's any of those players that you had in the training squad with the M's next to them. If they were going to get maiden call-ups, I don't think any of them did. So yeah, they went with people who have been performing quite well recently, and I think it's a good squad that they've chosen. Yeah, and it's got experience, like I said, in the squad. Yeah, I don't have a problem with the squad. But yeah, there's none of those youngsters that I thought might be in there. That I thought, but yeah, like I said, they've gone with the safe squad and the people who have been performing recently.
They're actually lucky, because they got a lot of youngsters that are already in the side and that have a little bit of caps behind them. I think, Lubabalo, this is my opinion now, that the Proteas women have done the transition way better than the Proteas men with regards to picking squads. What are your thoughts on the squad and about that statement?
It's something I was actually thinking about when I looked at the squad. Even the other ladies that haven't played for the side in the last couple of years or so, you look at when they made their debuts, they were quite young, so they've had a bit of taste of international cricket. So even with the two ladies, the vice captain and the captain that are missing now, you can see that the squad is not very thin and experienced. It's a squad. It's a youngish squad, but it still has experience. Because if you look at Faye Tunnicliffe, she's made his debut. She made his debut for the side. She's still quite a youngster, but she made his debut very young as well. You look at the keeper Sanalo Jafta as well. So I like the squad. For me, it's not old. It's a squad for the future, except for a few ladies that have been there for a while now, like Lizelle Lee and Trisha Chetty. There's a decent balance between experience and youth, which is a good thing.
I look at the experience of a year, for example, with Trisha Chetty, Minion Dupree, and Marazan Kap, and maybe Shabnam Ismail. Obviously, you throw into that mix as well, of course. Obviously, Annika Bosch is a little bit older, but hasn't been around the side for a while. But now she's back into the squad, of course, again. Faye Tunnicliffe, excellent talent. I mean, majority of these players that are picked, you can't really say no that they don't deserve to be there. I think they've been excellent in the WSL. They've been excellent for the Proteas. I mean, Tumi Sikakane is an amazing player as well. Leadership qualities over there as well, I think, in the future. A really humble player. I'll never forget. I always talk about the first time I met her in person. It was at the CSA Awards. And she was my first interview. And she walked up she was nervous. She was standing there waiting for the interview. And I just wanted to observe it first just to see how she's feeling, because I needed to know how she's actually feeling before I start actually interviewing her. And she was very nervous. She was very fidgety. And I walked up to her and I had a conversation with her at first. And then once she started easing up a little bit, that's when I started the interview. And I was very impressed with the way she spoke about her points. She thought about her points before she spoke. She didn't just speak. Sometimes the players rush and then they just say things. But with her, she actually thought about what she was saying, who she's talking about, etc. So I think really good leadership qualities there. But Sune Lewis as well, the current captain now for this particular squad. Excellent leadership qualities, the way she speaks, the confidence, maturity, and she's not that old as well. So Laura Wolfart, best player in the team, some may say, and look at her. I mean, she's been excellent in world cricket. She's hit the ground running by storm, and obviously in the World Cup and for the PBL as well. She's been excellent over there as well. I mean, we even have a comment here from one of our patrons, Bad Panda, who actually says that she would walk into the men's side, which is a massive statement. Because I honestly think that she has the best cover drive in the world. Never mind just in
she can go in 3 there for Rassi. She can go in 3 for Rassi. But yeah, I was just gonna say though, Khalid, I think what's really nice about the team is that they have a whole lot of people that could be potential leaders in the future. Like you said, Laura, Nadine de Klerk, Tumi Sikakune. They have so many players that really can be leaders in the future, and I think that's a really good thing in the team. But yeah, I have my team. I don't know if you guys do, but I have my 11 down here. So yeah, I can tell you my 11, or if you want, or you can. Okay, cool. We can argue about that.
We can get into that now. I just want to answer a quick question in the comments where they asked where Dana is. Dana is injured. That's why she's not in the squad. I mean, it's obviously a massive loss to South African cricket. So, guys, I'm going to be sitting a little bit forward so that I can type those teams out, because this is a little bit more exciting, this one, to do and much harder to do. Guys, I want you to build this team with me. So get in the comments and say who you want. Let's start with the openers. Who are your openers? I think obviously Laura goes straight on there. I'm not going to even discuss that, guys. Sorry. She's my opener in the ODIs. But when you're talking about T20s, of course, maybe let's just do the ODIs for now, because I think that's the best way to start this. And then we can talk about it. I don't really show it on the screen necessarily, or maybe I will a little later. But let's start with the ODIs. So let's say to open the batting, who are your two openers?
I'm definitely going Lazali and Laura Volfart. Those are my two. Those are my openers. Yeah.
Cool. I think that's as simple as it is. I'm going to say Lazal. I'm going to put first names here as much as I can. Lubalo, you obviously agree with that. I'm not going to even go to you. That's not your head. Okay, so number 3. This is the interesting one. Who will you bat at number 3? Because I think there's been some times where they've moved Sune up the order. I mean, she bats anywhere from 3 till 5, 6 even. So like they've done that in the past. I don't know if that's an option for you. I think Dane would have come probably in a 3 or 4 for South Africa in that particular positions. Who now that Dane is missing, who do you go for at number 3? I mean, we obviously got Mignon Dupree as well. We've got Trisha Chetty as well. So many talents that can bat in the top 5, 6. Who's your option for number 3?
I've actually put Trisha in at number 3. I was thinking about, I mean, I put Sine in at 4. I was thinking about putting Sine in, but I just think Trisha, like if there's an early wicket, Trisha Chetty really is good to just lay the platform. So, I mean, obviously it depends on the situation, but in a normal situation, I'd put Trisha in at 3.
And Lubalo, you shook your head a little bit there. What?
No, I was surprised. I think she read my mind. I'm also looking to go with Trisha, but my reason is that I don't want her to keep. I want to blood a young keeper. So the reason I have her at 3 is because I want Sinalo to take the gloves for the series.
That's an excellent call. And I mean, I'm going to say that I want to see Faye Tunnicliffe back in the top 4. That's my choice. So I would put her at 4. Me personally, that's just how I feel, because I think that she has excellent ability, and her mental strength is unbelievable. And I think I would like to give her an opportunity, especially without Chloe Tryon being in the side as well, and Dana Vanike being in the side. I think it's an excellent opportunity for someone like Faye to stand up, and especially after a form in the WSL. Yes, she opened a couple of times, but I think that she can bat anywhere in the top 5, 6. She's an excellent batter and can adapt her game. But this is not for me to pick and to decide. So I'm going to go with Lubalo to pick first, because Emily's picked basically the whole top 3 already. So let's go with Lubalo for number 4. Who would you pick for number 4?
For number 4, as I said, for me, this series, I would use it to try and give some of the fringe players a bit of chances. So I would go in with Sinalo at 4. Western Province has tried her at 4, and she has a couple of starts at 4. It's just that she hasn't kicked on. A lot of 20s, high 20s. So I'd actually give her a go in against Pakistan at 4, and then I'd look at having just the number 4 now. Okay.
Yeah, I think because Emily already spoke about she's jumped the gun and said she wants Sune at 4, or Sune at 3, or Sune at 4. Are you willing to waiver this one, or do you want to fight to the death? Because I mean, that's how it works. Otherwise, I must be the decider.
50 overs, I was looking at having Sune at 5, to be honest. Then Faye at 6.
I love it.
Just to stabilize that middle order. Just to stabilize that lower middle order.
Okay. I don't know. To be honest, I had Mignon at 5, and I wanted Nadine in, so I put Nadine at 6. But there's so many players that could be in those spots. Like, they're all so good and could be there. So I don't mind if. Yeah, I just really want Nadine in. I don't see how you can leave Nadine out. She can bowl and she can bat really well. So yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but Nadine is an all-rounder. I mean, 7 and 8. Imagine you walking out to the middle and you've got Marizan Cup and Nadine de Klerk walking out to the middle together. 7 and 8, that you'd bat that deep. That's dangerous. That's like a that I wish we had that at the Proteas level, at the men's level.
Lubalo, did you say Faye at 6? Is that what you said? Yeah, so I would agree with you to put Faye at 6, but then I want to see Nadine at 7.
And then
I want to see
I'd go with Marizen at 7. Then I'd have Nadine at 8.
I agree with that.
The whole, for me, to be honest with you, the whole thinking behind this team is to have Shangase and Mlaba in the same side. That's why I went for the balance that I went with. Faye can bowl, Nadine can bowl. You also have Marisa, she can bowl. You also have Sune loose. So you already have so many bowling options. But I want to see Mlaba and Shangase play in the same team just to see how it works out. Because I think they're going to win us a lot of matches. Pace off the ball in ladies cricket is very important. The slower bowlers, they're always going to get you a lot of wickets. So if you can have more of those in the side, you're always going to be ahead of the other teams. So that was the thinking for me, because I won the two of them. They can't really bat. So for me, it was always the two of them. It's 10 and 11. So I already had them there, and then just fitting in everyone else just to try and find some sort of a decent balance in the side.
So I think the best way to do this is then to pick your bowlers first, guys, and then we can work with our all-rounders and our middle order after that. So let's just move down the order and let's go for probably 9, 10, and 11. Who are your bowlers at 9, 10, and 11?
Well, Lubabalo, like the way from what he was saying, it sounds like he wants to leave out both Shubnam, Ishmael, and Ayabonga Kaka. Because if you want to make space for Shangase and Mlaba, then you need to take both those.
The thing is, we've seen what Aya and Shubnam they've done. We know what they can do. For me, it's all about trying to give the other ladies a chance. Tumi didn't play in the World Cup. She's another one, because I'm trying to look at the future now. Not that we're dropping the other ladies. It's just to try and try different combinations to see how they work with each other. Because I think Tumi is a really smart bowler. So I'm also keen to try and give her a chance. You can have either Aya or Ismail, one of the two, just to have the experience in the bowling attack.
Okay, so let's just do this because we're never going to come to a conclusion then. Let's give Emily's team and we can get Lubabalo's team, and then we can have a say. Guys, you can send both of those teams to me. I will then create a graphic and then I will put it out to the fans afterwards. So let me know right now. So if you're going to pick your team, Emily, let's start with your team. I know you wrote your team down, and then Lubabalo can mention his team and say why he picked specific people and why you picked specific people, Emily. So Em can go
cool.
first.
So I went pretty standard today. So like I said, I had Lazal and Laura opening, and then I had Trisha in at 3, Sine in at 4, Mignon at 5, and then I think I'll put Faye at 6, Nadine de Klerk at 7, and then I had Mlaba in my team, but I didn't have what just happened. He just lit. I think it's load shedding. But literally, there he is, he's back.
Sorry, guys.
Are you back? Load shedding, it's fine. So did you hear Faye? You heard Faye, right?
Yeah.
So then, and then I had Mlaba in my team, but I didn't have Shangase. So she's in, and then Marizan, Ibonga, and Shubnam are my 3. So I went still pretty old school, and like the more experienced bowlers. But I agree with what Babalo was saying in terms of, wanting to see the youngsters and sort of the younger players now coming up, because like you said, we have seen Shubnam and Aya, and we know what they can do. But yeah, I just went with that standard team. I think that's more of my ODI squad. In T20, I think I'd switch it up a bit more. But yeah,
How would you switch it up for T20s though?
So then I might bring in someone like Tui instead of one of the pace bowlers, just because she's a really young player and she's really good in the field as well. She's a brilliant fielder as well. So yeah, maybe then just giving the younger players or the less experienced players more of a chance. But yeah, I don't know.
Is that what the plan for the T20 World Cup again, or are you looking for both for the next T20 World Cup?
Yeah. So because we don't know, like I'm not sure how much longer like those very experienced bowlers will be around. So if we're looking to bowl for the next World Cup, then we should start doing it soon. Yeah.
Cool, awesome. Lubabala, this end off with your team quickly, and then that's that. And this is your thought process behind it, and then we can say the end of the show.
Okay, thought process behind my team is just trying to try different combinations. For me, it's all about trying to give the other ladies a chance. So instead of playing the team that we always play, I just I changed a few players, tried a few different combinations. So my team would be, I have Lee and Laura opening the batting, just to have that experience at the top there. I have Trisha coming at 3, but she's not keeping wickets for me. I have Sinalo coming in at 4. She's going to keep wickets. I have Sune coming in at 5, the captain. I think she's a really good middle order batter. She can read the game really well. So having her in the middle, I think, will be good. And she's one of the players. If she bats in the middle, she also knows how to she also knows how to push on a bit later on when needed. And then I also changed it up a bit. Faye misses out. Marizan's going to come in at 6. And then I have Nadine coming in at 7. And then at 8, I have Ishmael. At 9, I have Sukukune. And then 10 and 11, I have Shangase and Mlaba. With Shangase and Mlaba, for me, I'm trying to build a bowling pair that's going to win you matches. So the more they get to play together, the more they get to bowl together, the better they're going to get. You look at Mlaba now and compare her to when she made her debut, you can see there's a huge difference, even with Shangase. There was something I wasn't happy about when I saw her for the first couple of games of bowling action, but now it looks neater and she's bowling really well. So I'm thinking the two of them, they're going to win you a lot of matches, especially in the middle overs, in 50 over cricket. So for me, it's not necessarily about trying to win the series. Yeah, we want to win the series, but for me, it's trying to build combinations that are going to win you matches going forward, regardless of the format.
So, guys, that's what we have to say about this particular, obviously, the series against Pakistan. We've picked out 2 teams. Let us know in your comment section what you think about that. We had to say goodbye to Lubalo. He had to rush off. Thanks a lot, Emily, also for coming onto the show. To the guys out there that are watching, please go to the link in the live chat there to become a Patreon. Become a Patron today and join our Patreon movement that we are currently going on. Come on our journey with us and join this journey by becoming a patron today. Then, of course, we have all of our other call to action that you guys can do. Please don't forget to, obviously, first and foremost, like, comment, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell for all future video. Don't forget to subscribe to Cricket Fanatics Magazine. The link is on the screen and in the description. You have to go to cricketfanaticsmag.com for all of your updates. We have a Pakistan series tab where you can just get all your updates on the Pakistan series. If you guys have a business online and you're looking to make sales online, even if your business is offline, then go ahead and click on the free tutorial in this video. At the bottom, we have a free tutorial on this channel as well as a link in this description. Thanks a lot for everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you guys very, very soon. Thanks, Emily. Thanks to all the fans, and we'll see you guys again Sunday evening with our podcast.